Hello, hello, good morning. I hope that you guys are doing fantastic. Kendra Bolden here, but I think you guys know that by now. I was asked to kind of change the topic and work on nervous system and regulation and grounding and hygiene, spiritual hygiene, and things like that. And so, over the next maybe week, 2 weeks, that's what we're going to talk about. I forgot my earrings again. They're upstairs. I'll grab them later. And so I want to talk to you guys about some of that this morning because it's a fun topic. It's something that we can all benefit from, and a lot of us are often in a dysregulated state. And so I think that it's really it's a valuable topic, especially when we're running a business, when we're healing, when we are actively engaging with other people in our families and our lives and things like that. Yeah. I had taken a moment earlier this morning to, my eyes are still kind of watering, but I had taken some time this morning after I dropped off my daughter from at school and did like my mom routine and did my morning madness, what I do. And if you hear my dog snoring, it's because I took some time to open up the Akashic records and do my own thing. And my dog fell asleep during my my process of opening up my Akashic records and all the things. So if you hear the snoring, it is Chloe down here. What is it that you do for yourself when you start to feel your energy get chaotic? Or do you feel your energy get chaotic? For some, I know when this topic came up, there's not an immediate recognition. It's a headache, right? And a lot of times our body gives us signs and signals like, hey, something's going on. And it's really easy to be dismissive. It's really easy to push things to the side or to the back burner. Or as I used to say, I was really good at that. And I was so far, like I wasn't even on the back burner. I was off the stove and almost out of the kitchen by the time I finally decided to start taking care of myself. But it's really important. And I know this may seem like, well, duh. But this is really important because a lot of people don't realize it and it needs to be said, is to acknowledge, what is my body saying? What is my body telling me? Because sometimes in those moments, our body is telling us and we don't realize, oh, that is my body telling me there is overwhelm. That is my body telling me that I need to stop and pause and breathe. Sometimes I feel, and I'm going to use myself as an example because I'm a storyteller, and if you don't like that, I understand. Sometimes I feel when I am dysregulated and I have to get myself together. And for those of you who don't know, I do have PTSD. I'm an Army veteran. So I have to practice and actively choose to regulate, right? It feels chaotic when when my energy feels chaotic, when I don't ground, when I don't, when I'm not regulated. I know I start with a headache, and then it almost feels like if there's anxiety with it, like scribbles, like my energy feels like scribbles, right? Like scribbles on a paper. It feels chaotic. It feels pressure. It feels like yeah, that's what it feels like. And I know someone else said that their energy kind of feels like static electricity, which I thought was really cool. Because a lot of energy workers, we have a lot of different ways that we describe, adjectives that we use, that we describe our energy and how we describe our what is going on with us, right? So it's really important that we acknowledge these things, we recognize them, because then we can say, okay, what can I do to help, to pause this, to stop this, to intervene, right? Some tools for this, obviously, being aware, pausing, breathing, grounding, even something as simple as just going outside and getting some air, letting the air blow past you, if especially as the air and the temperature is changing and it starts to get cooler. Sometimes a soothing touch of some sort, sometimes not, right? Sometimes touch makes it worse. I know for my daughter, when she gets really chaotic and everything is going crazy around her, the 5 4 3 2 1 kind of trick works. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That's kind of helpful for anxiety or people who are kind of like high strung. But you do 5 things you can see. Like, what do you see that's around you? 4 things that you can touch. What are 4 things around you that you can touch that you know that are real? 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, 1 thing that you can taste. And sometimes we switch those up. And like we have them mean different things for her, but it's a grounding technique just to like be present, be in this moment. You're not in the future, you're not in the past, but in this moment, I know that this is true, and I know that I'm safe. I know that, I'm okay, right? So when I don't know if you guys can hear her, she's snoring so loud. Another thing that I've really found beneficial and I've shared over the years is music. I love to dance in my kitchen, like have music on and just move my body and sing. So having that vagus nerve, having that sound and movement, some people can hum. Humming is really healing, and it like regulates our nervous system. Shaking, like even just going like this, like a real quick, like a real quick shakeout, right? I know that you've probably seen people who like bounce their foot like crazy, trying to regulate their nervous system. But doing something with intention to help you regulate you, right? Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Dancing in my kitchen, singing, humming, all of those things help me. And going outside, gardening, being in the sun, letting the wind blow, having the sun kind of recharge me, and just reset out in the sunshine, reset out in the air, even when it's cold, the cold air especially. It just kind of like snaps my energy back, right? I'm an earth sign too, so if you're an air sign, whatever your main sign is too, like you should also nourish that. So like if you're a water sign, make sure that you're doing something that is nourishing that. If you're an earth sign, do something to nourish that, right? Like whatever your main element is, make sure that you're recharging that and replenishing that. But that's a different conversation. But I've learned over my life, I love being out in nature. I love animals. I love gardening. I love those types of things. They really recharge and reset my energy, and they help ground. And then they also get my creative mind going. They get my inspiration moving. They help straighten out that chaos that's inside of me. And it used to really help. I would just go run, right? Like I would be stressed, I'd be mad, I'd be inside of my body just wanting to escape, I'd be so mad at something, and I'd just be like, oh, I want to fight. And I'd go run, go work out, and I would release whatever it was that was inside of me needing to be released, to help kind of regulate that nervous system too. And, you know, I'm saying all of this in this long way, but I mean, if you think about it, life has changed a lot, right? Like we're not running around the corner and seeing a lion. Well, most of us aren't. We're not running around the corner and seeing a lion who wants to eat our face. But sometimes we're opening up our phones and seeing a text message that is shocking us and it's giving us that same adrenaline. Or we're opening up a news app and we're seeing something that's giving us that shock. And then we're not able to release it fully, which is creating it's not completing the cycle that needs to be completed for us to release what's needed, and it's creating like a burnout of sorts. And so that's creating a cycle that we don't want to happen for a lot of people. And so there are small daily practices that we can all participate in that help nourish, help us complete these cycles, help us to become better at regulating ourselves, better at regulating what it is that we are trying to do for ourselves, right? So I hope that you found this helpful. I know that it was a little bit long. I hope that you stayed to the end, found some value. Found it amusing. If you hear my dog down here, she's a mess. Anyways, I hope that you have a wonderful Friday, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye, y'all.